Hello, friends. I'm Cassandra Joan Butler. This is Cosmic Connections for Wednesday. And we're going to be talking about the integrating the lessons of the solar eclipse, plus a really important cosmic event that happens on Saturday. On Saturday evening, friends, we start a new 14-year cycle integrating expansiveness with innovation, integrating risk-taking with confidence, integrating a new way of dealing with finances, resources, self-esteem. It's called the Uranus-Jupiter conjunction. It happens this weekend. We'll talk about that as well. So welcome to Cosmic Connections. I'm glad you're here. If you're new, we talk a little bit about astrology, a little bit about spiritual mediumship, and we offer some spiritual messages as well. And during the course of this, I'll try to explain some of the charts that are relevant for this week. Even if you're new to astrology, I know you'll get something out of it because I try to make it simple, but hopefully not superficial. All right, some depth to the simplicity. Hi, Meredith. Hi, Candy. Hello, Donna and Joan. Welcome. Okay, Candy, thank you for sending me your birth information. Hi, Arnell. Good morning, Professor. That's interesting. I like that. I used to be a professor at a local school, and I would teach Reiki, healing, and massage therapy. I'm thinking if I've taught astrology under a college credit class. I've touched on it, but not strictly speaking, although in this day and age, we actually have wonderful schools for astrology across the planet. Hi, Pam. Hi, Cynthia. Welcome, Sherry and Diane and Jan. So, friends, let's talk about how your eclipse went. I'm beaming into you from Buffalo, New York, which was along the path of totality in the United States, where 37 million other people were near the totality. And although we talked about the eclipse last Wednesday, please understand that an eclipse's messages take into account for years ahead. So the messages are going to be integrating into our lives. We're going to review some of the major aspects of the solar eclipse and also the mirror phase, which is the full moon of the 23rd. So we're focusing really on the full moon of the 23rd, which happens next week, plus what happens on this weekend. I can't keep up with all the cool things that are happening in April. It's awesome. We are going through this amazing transformational journey, and it's kind of peaking and consolidating in these next couple of weeks. So again, welcome. I would remind you, please, to pay attention to the offerings at the Cosmic Intelligence Agency. In a couple of weeks, I'll be teaching a class that I heartily invite you to attend when Jupiter makes its transition into the sign of Gemini. We'll be doing that for you, for all of you. If you're members or not members of the Cosmic Intelligence Agency. And the Cosmic Intelligence Agency has so many different offerings for you all throughout the year. You can become a member and get great information at a very reasonable cost. And one more little nugget for you. Tomorrow night, I'm doing my Thursday night class on everything we're talking about tonight, but of course, with a lot more depth. And everyone who attends will have a mini reading of their chart. So please attend. Details at my website, CassandraJoanButler.com. So here you go. Cosmic Connections for tonight, this Wednesday. The generosity degree. Doesn't look very visually appealing. I'm supposed to have the Y after the T, but the generosity degree was the degree, I feel, of the eclipse 19 degrees. Why? Because 19 degrees of Aries is rounded up to 20 in the Sabian symbol toolbox, and that is the degree of a young girl feeding birds in winter. It's the idea of young feminine innocence interacting with nature and giving of herself, actually feeding the birds when they need it most of all. Since the eclipse happened on the 8th of April, seems like months ago already, but think of the things that you've done for another human being or an animal, because in this degree it's talking about animals, which were generous and kind and compassionate. So the generosity degree was being triggered by this beautiful eclipse at 19 degrees. It was also the eclipse of healing, because 19 degrees, 54 minutes is exactly the same location as Chiron, the wounded healer. So, what may have come up for any of us, especially where 19 degrees of Aries falls in our chart, is some wound, some vulnerability, some challenge, some obstruction, some difficulty that we've had to overcome with a lot of grace and a lot of faith, that even though something difficult was happening in our lives, we were going to overcome and move through it. Has anyone have an example like that? You're welcome to share in the chat box. The idea that in the face of difficulty, sometimes we have to navigate it with acceptance and move through it and move beyond the pain and the challenge. And we get to the other side, there's something actually better for us. That's kind of the message of an eclipse, right? The darkness occults and disappears the light. And in real time, we're seeing that and experiencing it, but the light returns. So we may have had a difficult week, friends, depending on where 19 degrees of Aries falls in your chart. I know of at least 3 people just this past week who came to me for readings who had megalithic changes in their lives that caused a lot of grief and difficulty. One, the death of with a beloved pet. One, the death of a sister. One, the death of a mother. And yet all 3 of these people had a very strong 19-degree Aries in their chart, and they overcame these tragedies, these difficulties, with a lot of acceptance and grace that even surprised them. Again, that was being triggered in their charts. I'm not saying everybody, but it's just some examples I happened to come upon. Yum. Orange juice. So the other aspect that I wanted just to point out to you, this was basically exact on the day of the solar eclipse, but it's still lingering in the sky. Eris, which represents chaos, was next to Mercury, which was retrograde. So there may have been some lingering chaotic fears floating around relative to these eclipses, which did not come to pass, which I'm grateful for. But sometimes we process collectively fears, and that was one of those things that happened. Last week, when we met last on the 10th, we did have an interesting conjunction when 2 planets come together and their energies blend to become stronger as a blended energy as opposed to just one or the other. So the planet of framing and structure and reality came together with a planet that represents action and focus and passion together in the sky last Wednesday, the 10th, in Pisces. So you Pisces people, you Pisces rising signs, Pisces moon signs, had to take action. I know a lot of Pisces moon people and Pisces sun sign people in my life because I have a strong Pisces in my chart. And every one of them were feeling anxious and impatient. And they're not generally an impatient lot. I don't know. I know a couple people in the room right now with strong Pisces. That's another question of the week for you. Pisces, did you find yourself becoming very impatient this past week? Saying to yourself, man, I got to get this done now. And I have to reframe it now. But of course, Saturn was slowing it down, the action of Mars, and Mars was pushing against Saturn. So there's this conundrum of energies, the brakes and the gas at the same time. And meanwhile, of course, Mercury's still retrograde. So Mercury is saying to us, well, I need to do this now, but do I dare sign a contract today? Because Mercury represents agreements and contracts, and maybe I have to wait for a bit. Maybe you should. But anyway, this is all about the solar eclipse energy, the generosity degree. It's still percolating in the sky. This is what's ahead, friends. This will be the new 14-year cycle, which happens in real time. This is Eastern Daylight Time. Do I have that at 11 p.m.? Yeah, 10:41, 11 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time this Saturday on April 20th, which of course is also Buffalo, New York's birthday, by the way. But of course, Buffalo would be a Taurus, the bull, right? If anyone's in the room, I know many of you are from Buffalo or know Buffalo. You know, Buffalo is a beautiful, beautiful city with a lot of stubbornness attached to it. It's a slow to change type of community. Very proud of its people. Venus ruled. Venus represents love and communion and companionship and community. Buffalo's a fantastic place to be from, I think, and to live because of the people. It's a Taurus town. You can always count on Buffalonians to come forth in a pinch for each other. City of good neighbors. Well, of course, the birthday falls on April 20th. This is the day of the Uranus-Jupiter conjunction. So when you hear the word conjunction, and if you're new to astrology, just remember this. It's a time when the two planets come together at the same relative position in the sky, and we talk about cycles. So these two planets come together with regularity every 14 years in different signs. The next time they come together again is going to be in 2037 in September. That's 14 years from now. That sounds like a long time ago. From now. It's hard to say. 2037. Phew. Well, anyway, that's 14 years from now when they'll be in the sign of Cancer, which is nurturing and family. It's also very, very close to the United States of America's birth chart, sun sign. Well, in any case, this event that happens this weekend is at 21 degrees of Taurus in your chart. So you go to your chart, find where Taurus falls, and ask yourself, what rut am I in? What situation in my life am I wanting to take a dare, a chance? If it's your money house, maybe you want to set out and do a new income stream. If it's your partnership house, perhaps you want to be brazen and invite a handsome potential partner or beautiful potential partner into your life, and go ahead and do it and take a risk. This is a risk taking, but it's a calculated risk taking event because it's in Taurus. Taurus isn't really crazy about change. You know, Taurus is the bull. But this gives us an opportunity, friends, to test our limits and test our courage. In some ways, it's connected with the solar eclipse. Let me show you how. The solar eclipse was 19 degrees, right? 19 degrees of Aries. There she is. Venus, the ruler of Taurus, on this weekend, when this occurs, is at 19 degrees of Aries. So through the lens of love, through the lens of passion and joy and creativity and beauty, we can make some changes this weekend, at least in consciousness. All right. I would suggest we all spend some time doing a Taurus activity this weekend. What's a Taurus activity? Be comfortable. Do something lavish to make your body feel good. Maybe get a massage, maybe take a bubble bath, maybe take a walk in the woods, maybe do like my beautiful grandson, who's a Taurus rising, does. He goes outside, right? He's so adorable. He doesn't use the word outside. He says, side. So we let him outside, even when the weather's a little inclement, because he's got to go outside. And what he does, he sighs. He's a Leo. He flings his arms into the air and lays down. Of course, he's in a warm jacket, padded, and he lays down and he looks up at the sky. he's a Taurus rising. He loves the cushioning of my backyard, the lawn. He loves the earth. He loves to connect with nature. Do something like that, dear friends, around this conjunction. Savor a beautiful meal. Really savor a beautiful comforter or great sheets. Do something to your physicality that makes you feel fabulous. Get yourself into a spa, or again, bubble baths always work for me. Do something to be sensual and connect with your own physicality. That would be a good ritualistic thing to help with identifying what it is you want to attract into your life for the next 14 years. Now, of course, Taurus is the sign of money. And we all know that money is kind of a scary notion. It's only energy, but there's been so many different financial shifts and changes on the planet. Everything from the wave towards digital currency, Apple Pay, talking about XPay and et cetera, pay, using digital means. This could be happening within the next 14 years. I think that's safe to say that, right? That the currency is going to change from something real to something more Uranian, technological, digital, because Uranus is all about innovation. So be aware that change is not ahead, change is here. That's the message of this particular conjunction. And where you find your Taurus in your chart, you want to embrace that change with a lot of vigor. So break free out of your rut, get out of jail free card, and don't resist the changes, but you be part of the change so we can uncover and unfold. If you want a little bit more information on this, I'm going to do a whole 2 hours on this tomorrow. Go to my website, CassandraJoanButler.com, under products. Join me. I would love to facilitate your learning tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. The next slide I want to speak of to help you prepare for is the full moon cycle. The full moon, which is next week, I'll review that again for you next Wednesday, but the full moon falls on Tuesday, so I want you to be prepared. This full moon that takes place is going to give us more feedback, friends, on the solar eclipse. The full moon takes place aspect-wise at 7:49 p.m. on Tuesday, the 23rd, and it's in the position of 7, did I say 7? 4 degrees of Scorpio, 4 degrees of Scorpio. This is what we call the Buddha moon, the Buddha full moon, because apparently the person who became the Buddha was meditating for enlightenment under the Bodhi tree, under the full moon in May, which was happening to be the moon, that is, in Scorpio. See, Scorpio is the sign of death and transformation. And Taurus is the sign of life and vegetation and sensuality. The body and the soul come together with Taurus and Scorpio opposition, the full moon. That's why, in many ways, Buddhism is a wonderful religion which reminds us that all life is fleeting, all life is temporary, all life has a beginning and an ending and transformation. You're staying in the river of change, and that river keeps on flowing. That is a very Buddhist precept. And this full moon is teaching us that as well. But look at some behind the scenes notions of the full moon. What it's doing for us, it has an angle of a T-square. Can you see that? We got the sun and moon at 4 degrees. We've got Pluto at the middle of the two planetary oppositions at 2 degrees of Aquarius, forming these angles. So, my dear friends, this full moon has the great potential to clear the decks, clear out all the dross out of your life, clear out all the fears and clutter out of your mind, out of your heart, and feel more focused and committed to doing whatever it is you want to do, with the idea that no matter what goal you set, it too shall end. No matter what you do, that will end as well. But having that faith and that joy in the moment of producing and achieving the essence of whatever your heart's desires. So that's this full moon. It's also taking into account what you started at the solar eclipse, the new moon of the 8th. So this is a powerful energy. The Sabian symbol is a massive rocky shore resists the pounding of the seas. Are you, friends, the rocky shore that's resisting all of the pressures and changes in your life? Or are you the thing that's causing the rocky shore to feel resisting? In other words, are you the crashing sea? Are you the massive rocky shore? Or both? Of course, I think all of us are both. But the idea about how nature is always in flow and ebb, as represented by the crashing of the waves. We have the Chiron connection again, just like we did at the solar eclipse. This time it's healing our loves, healing our relationship to money, because Venus, the ruler of Taurus, is conjunct Chiron. Once again, healing that. The sun, of course, is in Taurus, so anything that's going on with Venus is very important. We have Mars and Neptune doing a little bit of a dance. They are conjunct, and so our intuition, our desire to be more spiritual, ritualistically, is stronger with this particular full moon. Jupiter and Uranus is still new to its new cycle. So we're excited about seeing a new perspective in our lives to break free from some rut. Please believe that as we move forward with this full moon. Now, where is the full moon falling in your chart? That's going to give us illumination, give us a new perspective. If you are in Aries, this new perspective is going to be shining in your house of work and your house of health. So you Aries people, you're going to become a little bit healthier. You'll know which way to go with this full moon enlightenment. For Taurus, the enlightenment, the illumination is falling with regards to your partner. How can you become a better partner? If you're not in a partnership, you want to be in a partnership, you'll become more illumined to what you want from a significant other. For Gemini or Gemini rising, it's about long-term financial security and your own personal spiritual power, digging deep inside of yourself for knowledge and guidance. That's for our Gemini friends. For Cancer or Cancer rising, if you're wanting to travel, this is a great full moon to do so, or at least to make some plans. And also to speak your truths, to speak your piece in a more focused way, Cancer. For you Leos or Leo rising, this full moon is illuminating what you want to be or do in the world. Are you going to be taking more of a leadership role, Leo? Are you going to be doing a little bit more of something you love to do, your heart's desire? You're on center stage, Leo, so that's going to be a good one for you. Meanwhile, our Virgo friends are talking about friends. They're talking about illuminating their friendships in their own way, becoming a better friend, meeting new people to create new cycles of friendships, more associations. All about the friends for Virgo. For Libra, you might be a little tired. Libra or Libra rising, this full moon might tire you out, or at least remind you to go within, to do a little bit more meditation, do a little bit more of reflection, to be in nature, to be in retreat. For Scorpio, all eyes are on you, Scorpio. This full moon is shining in your sign. It's asking you to become a lot stronger, a lot more charismatic, and a lot more brave, maybe even a little brazen in communicating who you are and how you want to lead in the world. For Sagittarius, it's about your income. It's about expanding what you're making and making money according to your own desires, but your own skills and talents. You might have a new income stream, Sagittarius. For Capricorn, this full moon is illuminating how you are talking to yourself, your self-talk, your relationship with time. For Aquarius, the illumination for the full moon for our Aquarian friends is shining a light in your home and family. So you might be doing things that are a little bit more productive to create more harmony within your family, or maybe just clean your house up. For Pisces or Pisces rising, the full moon is illuminating your fun, your romance, your joy, relationship with kids. children, and your own inner child. So that's for our beautiful Pisces friends. All right, dear friends, thank you for being here. Eileen says this is exactly what she needs to do, rest and reflect. Absolutely, Eileen. Hi, Peggy. Hi, Julia. Oh, it's on your Venus. Yes, the Venus talks for the overseas conference, the 5th house. I'm so excited for you, Julia. Just love you with your beautiful Pisces energy, and all that Taurus stuff is coming out too. I love it. Amen to you, dear Lauren. Love to talk to you soon, darling. Hi, Jerry. Hi, Devin. Hi, Mary. Oh, you're getting observed on Tuesday. You teacher, you, Mary, you'll just knock their socks off. You're a fabulous teacher. No worries there. You were born the Buddha moon. I love it, Devin. That makes sense to me. You're so wonderful. Yeah, absolutely. You're setting your alarm. Love it. Break free, be part of the change. Absolutely. Never late, Jennifer. Always here right on time. Isn't that funny, baby Leo? Hi, Sherry Reba. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Joan and Lauren, for the comments. Hi, Angela. Hi, looking for the change. Me too, Teresa. It's on your north node. Yes, very good, Gurjeet. Lovely. Hi. Yeah, the impatience, Jan, of what you tore, or you Pisces can be a little impatient as of last week. Okay, thanks for the beautiful comments, friends. Let's do our spiritual work, shall we? And what that means, I mean, astrology is spiritual too. I'm talking about mediumship. I open myself up. If you want a mediumistic message, stay in the room, say please and thank you, and I'll get right to you. Dear God, please allow me to serve. Please allow my words be filled with love and light, healing for the highest and best as we align ourselves with the Holy Spirit. Amen. All right, so the first person I'm going to is Sue D. Sue Rhodes. Hi, Susie. Susie D. I'm with you, dear. Would you like a little message for you? My thumb came to you, Susan, and I know you are a beautiful Libra. And as I'm tuning into your energy, this is what I'm feeling, a flower, that you're the flower. You're blossoming in a new way. You're starting your life all over again. And the flower I'm getting is, I guess it's a very fragrant lily, a day lily, though. It's not one of the lilies, the white lilies. We're talking day lilies, not Easter lilies, day lilies, different multicolored, and very, very fragrant, but also very colorful. And the message for you, Sue, is that you're not quite opened yet. You have no idea how fantastic this new direction in your life is. But when you, I think I read on Facebook that you have a new home, you might actually be doing some landscaping soon. Maybe you're planting daylilies, I'm not sure. But the message is you haven't seen anything yet. And everything's not set in stone yet. But your patience has been tried. And because you are true to the process, no worries. I'm seeing mid-June when things are all tied up and you're ready to rock and roll, and you're going to be doing some contribution to wherever you're living, not just at Lilydale. I know you love coming to Lilydale, but wherever you're living, your community, you're going to be doing some teaching this upcoming year in September about the things you love, Sue. And you're going to be sharing your gifts, your intellectual gifts, your gifts of healing, your gifts of the nature and the stones, all of that. I see you doing some very positive sharing with others this upcoming September. You're working on doing that in your mind, but it's not, your first priority because you're changing where you are, where you're living. Many blessings to you, Sue. Okay, let's do another read here. Okay. And I'm with Mary Russo. Hello, Mary Russo. I'm with you. Are you still in the room, Mary Russo? Okay, I'm with you, darling. All right, Mary, as I'm coming in, I'm feeling a little bit of heaviness in the heart, grieving. This has to do with a father figure. I think it literally is your father. I don't know if there's been an anniversary that's just passed with him, anniversary of his passing, or maybe a birthday anniversary or something like this. And the message from him to you is simply this, Mary. You didn't do anything. You were frantically trying to get perhaps some caregivers or some new doctors or new this and new that, new supplemental people to help him with his last, 4 months of life. All right. but you felt frustrated and you felt shut out. And if you're carrying any guilt regarding this gentleman's passing, please let it go. He's saying, please, please let it go. He's also talking about the expression, I want to walk a mile in my shoes. He's saying you have to walk a mile in new shoes. He's making a joke. This is a funny person. He's saying you need new shoes because you want to walk some more miles. You're wanting to get back into the groove of taking care of your physicality through walking. Your father was a big walker, and he's saying you need to get some good shoes that fit you better, honey. And that's his message for you. Okay, does that make sense, Mary? Okay, I hope it does. You feel free to contact me another time to make sure that I got on the right vibration with you. All right, dear friends, thank you for the nice words, Eileen. And thank you all for being with me tonight. I went a little over because I love you all, and I truly do. Please, if you're interested in doing a deeper dive with this Uranus-Jupiter conjunction, see me tomorrow night. And please see your friends at the Cosmic Intelligence Agency all the time. All right. Time Lords Magazine, ready for you. All you need is your email, and the good people, of which I'm a part of course, is Agent 56, will send you a wonderful Time Lords magazine. So many blessings to you. Stay safe, be well. See you next week. Bye now.